All right, guys. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Cindy Walter, and I am interviewing my beautiful friend, Molly Liggett. And Molly has just recently become one of our company's 100-pound club losers. And we couldn't be more proud of her. And I've known Molly since she was a teenage girl, well before she went to college and became a nurse and a married woman. We played volleyball together. I played volleyball on a team with her mom, and she used to sub for us whenever we needed someone because someone was out having babies and all of that. And I've always adored her and her family. And when she started coming around to meetings and I found out she was using our products, I was so absolutely thrilled. So today I'm just going to interview her, ask her some questions because I know so many of you have goals and aspirations like Molly, and I really want to inspire you and give you some hope that if she can do this, so can you. So Molly, thank you for letting me interview you.
Thank you, Cindy, for having me. I'm excited.
Oh, well, let's just start off with you were an All-American volleyball player, very healthy and fit in high school. When did the weight start coming on? And can you now, looking back, see that maybe it was due to stress or due to, whatever? Like, when did it start for you and how long was that weight gain journey? Let's start there.
Well, the weight started coming on pretty quickly after high school. Basically, you kind of stopped doing all of those intense workouts with volleyball and that sort of thing. And I was just kind of ready to have fun. I had always paid, very close attention to, my, not necessarily always my diet, but just like, my exercise and that sort of thing. And I was tired. I was ready for a break and I was like, oh, I'll be fine. So, I started putting weight on pretty well, like right whenever I got to college. And I started eating kind of whatever I wanted. I wasn't having much care in terms of my diet. And then it just spiraled from there. And then I would say, I was in nursing school and that was, a lot of stress um, and there's always food in school, and you hit the cafeteria and there's not a lot of healthy options and not a lot of healthy things that I was getting from my dorm room. So definitely kind of started right away in college, and then out of college is probably whenever I started putting the most on, because I started working night shifts as a new nurse. And I was newly married, and it was just a lot. I was tired all of the time. And the more weight that I put on, the more tired I got and the less that I wanted to do. And my weight kind of yo-yoed. I kind of went up and down then for a few years, kind of to get to where I was whenever I started with Isogenics. I tried a lot of different programs, like just about everything.
I was going to ask you that, like before
Yeah.
I said you tried other programs.
Yes, absolutely. I don't know if you want me to name all off, but I tried so many programs, other shake programs, crazy weird, diets, and I would lose, maybe 20 pounds. And then something would happen. I would get stressed. I would get, I would just kind of feel like I was tired of the food or whatever, and I would stop. So I did a lot of yo-yoing then too, kind of in those years.
Okay, and I know, I know the story, but your parents had both been using the products, had had results, and had encouraged you to try it, I think, too. And it was several years later that you decided to do it. Share that story, because I think that's pretty unbelievable how you kind of did that through the back door.
Yes. So, whenever you're a kid, you think that you know better than your parents for sure. And my parents had been using Isogenics for many years. And my mom was trying to share with me, she's like, Molly, I've lost 30 pounds. Like, I feel great. Like, you should try it. And I just was not open to hearing that message at that time. I was not open to hearing what she had to say. So I completely blew it off. And like I said, tried a lot of other things because I thought, nope, I can do this on my own. I don't need, whatever it is that my mom is doing. I don't need those crazy cleanses that my mom is doing. I don't need, that program. I can do my own thing. And I was wrong. My mom was right. And I got to a point that I was so embarrassed, Cindy, and so feeling so low and down about myself and my weight that I did not even tell my mom and my dad that I was going to do this. I did not want anyone to know. I had failed so many different programs and tried so many different things that I was like, I am finding a stranger that if I fail again, no one's going to know. Because that's like the mindset that I was in. That's where I was at. And obviously once I told my mom, she was so thrilled. Like my parents were so thrilled and so excited. They're like, and encouraged me every step of the way. But, it just took me some time to be able to share that's what I was doing, because I was just feeling so badly.
How long was it before you told them? Had you already lost a significant amount of weight that they noticed? I mean, how long was it?
Honestly, it was probably only like about a week and a half, because I was starting to feel good already. And I was like, I'm going to keep doing this. Like I was feeling so good and feeling like my energy was increasing that quickly that I was like, I'm not going to stop this time. And, the encouragement that I had from Jackie, my coach, was immensely helpful, because and you've said this to me too, sometimes you need someone else to believe in you whenever you don't really believe in yourself. So Jackie saying, pouring that belief into me was so huge for me. Even just that first week, but I was feeling so good that I told my mom, I'm like, hey mom, and I texted her a picture of the Cleanse for Life. And she was like, no way. She was so excited.
That's great. That's great. And you had remarkable results. And I remember you started coming to meetings early on, and
Mhm.
we saw this transformation month after month after month. So tell us, I know your mindset shifted. So share with everyone, how was this program different from anything else you did? How were you able to stick to this when the other things you would stop after 20 pounds? What was so different this time that
Mhm.
you lost 100 pounds?
Yeah. I would say honestly, the way that the products make me feel, number one, I was having like this incredible burst of energy, even whenever I was, still 70 pounds overweight. I had lost 30 pounds or, something like that. But I was having, so much energy and feeling so good that I was like, oh my gosh, I can't stop doing this. Like I want to keep going. Um, and I would say too, like, I just decided, and like I was saying, like Jackie pouring belief into me and just engaging myself in the community of Isogenics, coming to the meetings, even though they're not required, I heard the spiel, however many times, but I still keep coming, engaging myself in it. I just felt like I had community around me and people around me that were supporting me. Um, and I was like, I started to believe that I could do it myself. And once I got that in my head, I was like, no more excuses. I just decided I cannot make any more excuses. I do not want to feel this badly ever again. And I was thinking of my future, honestly, Cindy. I want to have kids eventually. And I want to be healthy. I'm a nurse. I see what bad health and not taking care of yourself can do. And I was going down the wrong direction,
Mhm.
100%. And I needed to make a change. And I got to that point that it had to happen. There was no other way around it. It had to happen.
Yeah, and I know we've just loved your mindset. And when she talks about meetings, you guys, we do lots of sip and samples. We'll be getting ready to do workout sweat and samples now, but we do stuff probably 2 to 4 times a month. And so Molly would come and we would have her share her story, because every 10 pounds was so noticeable as she went through her journey. So, she's been sharing her journey, and it's been so inspiring to everyone around her that that's why I decided to interview her and video this so that we could share it with more people. So how about, over the course of 100 pounds, were there bumps in the roads? Were there weeks where you didn't lose, or maybe you gained weight? And how did you handle that?
I would say, the system is very effective. I pretty pretty consistently lost weight. But I also was following it. I know a lot of people are like, what's your secret? And I just tell them, follow the system, because the system works. Isogenics, they have created it perfectly. And if you follow it, it works. So I didn't do anything wild outside of, the system. But there were some rough patches. I would say, right around February of this year, I was kind of at like the 85, like the 90-pound mark. And I was starting, my weight loss had slowed. I lost a lot of my weight kind of in the beginning. And then I started slowing down, which I felt to be reasonable. So I did not let that deter me. I think that some people, expect to see huge changes on the scale every single time. But I took pictures, I did the measurements just like they asked me to do. And when you look at those pictures and you look at your measurements, and even if the scale is telling maybe a slightly different story, like, it's encouraging, seeing your body change, just seeing, like, being able to fit into clothes, being able to go out for a run or a walk, like, those were the things that encouraged me too. But I would say right around the 90-pound mark, I was really starting to slow down, and I was just starting to get kind of in like this panicky mindset, thinking to myself, am I going to be able to do this? Am I going to be able to continue and get down to the goal weight that I want? And I remember, actually there was like a 2-week period where I was not doing the things that I should have been doing to reach my goals. And I kind of was struggling. And I remember thinking to myself, okay, I cannot go back. I cannot go back to what I was doing before. So I reached out to you. I reached out to Jackie. I reached out basically to everybody. And I was like, guys, I'm not doing what I need to do. I need a reality check here. And I would say just, engaging, don't hide. If you're struggling, don't hide, because when you hide, no one can help you. Tell people whenever you're struggling. And that's what I did. And I feel like that made all the difference. Because before, when I would quit, I would start to do those things and I would hide. I would not tell a single soul, and I would just quit.
Mm-hmm.
So this time around, I was like, nope, I'm not doing that. And then also the Healthy Mind and Body program. I decided to do that also, that Isogenics offers. And that really taught me a lot about myself and my thoughts, about food, about mindset, about, all of that different, stuff. And it was incredibly helpful.
Yeah. And I think honestly, that was the thing, one of the things I was most proud of you for, because when you came here, you were so fearful that you were slipping into those bad habits. And your mindset was so rock solid for so many months that when this started to happen, it really rocked your world.
It was scary. It honestly was very scary.
And my heart just poured out to you, but the best thing you could have done is ask for help. And I think you're spot on. That's when most people quit. They're ashamed. Yes. They feel guilt and shame, when everyone around them wants to do is love them through this, they go into themselves. And if that's one thing people can get out of watching this, is ask for help and let your community support you. When you lost your 100 pounds and we had our party celebrating you, man, there was not a dry eye in the stinking place. There was 20 of us bawling. I mean, it was amazing. I'm going to share my screen and show your picture, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Is that all right? I'm just going to show it because I want to make sure that people that don't know get to see. Guys, look at that. 100.
Oh, that's not even the updated one, Cindy. You gotta go.
Oh, all right. Let's get the updated one.
Yeah. Go to.
Let's see.
In the green top. Let me see here. It should be here. See it right there in the green?
Yes.
Yeah, there. Yeah.
That's with clothes that fit her. The other one were clothes that didn't fit her anymore.
Yes.
So
I did have to go buy a whole new wardrobe.
Oh, that's so terrible.
It's so incredible just to be able to go into a store. I mean, I was at a point that I cannot just go into a normal store and put clothes on. Nothing fit. And that is discouraging. And to be able to just go into a store with, me and my mom went shopping, my sister went shopping with us. It was so much fun. And even my mom said, like, I can't remember the last time that we all did this together. And it
Wow.
was so fun to just be able to go in, and she's throwing me tops and I'm just trying them on, and everything fit. And it was, just an incredible feeling. So many people take that for granted.
Oh yeah. All right. So as we close this out, Molly, what words of encouragement can you give to someone watching this that's in your story, that was you, last year? What can you say to encourage them to either give Isagenix a try, or if they're already a customer, already a client, to inspire them to be able to have your results?
Yeah. I would say the biggest thing is to dig into yourself. Find out, why is it that you want this? And when you want it bad enough, you can do it. And if you engage yourself in the community and reach out and put yourself out there and make yourself a little uncomfortable, which I have had to do, many times through this journey, you will find results. Don't hide, never hide, always come forward. And, whenever, allow other people, like I was saying, to pour that belief into you, accept it. I think that was one of the things that I struggled with the most, because I just did not believe in myself. And allow other people to pour belief into you. I kind of resisted it for a little bit there, but once I started accepting that, it was like magic started happening. Things started happening, and I just felt so encouraged. And I feel that a lot of people look at me and think, well, I can't do what you do, or I need your motivation, or I need your discipline. You know what? The motivation, you can't rely on motivation alone. You have to, there's not every day that you're going to wake up and feel like you want to do this. And those are the days that you have to say, why do I want it? And what choice am I going to make to, further my goals rather than, go backward. And like you were saying, don't feel the guilt, don't feel ashamed, because, the more that you feel that way, the harder it is. So let go of those feelings. You don't need to feel guilty about having a slice of pizza. Go eat it and move on. It's okay. Mm-hmm. Tomorrow's going to come, and you're going to drink that delicious shake, and you're going to not even care and worry about that piece of pizza.
Amen. And very last question. I could go on for hours with you, but how are you different today than you were before Isagenix?
Oh my gosh. I would say I am much more positive, just overall. I have energy again. I can do the things that I want to do, activity wise. I just feel like my whole life has changed. I feel like I could go on for days about what Isagenix has done for me. But I am 100% a happier person, a more pleasant person to be around, a more cheerful person than I was, before doing this. And my family, my friends, my husband, everybody has taken notice of it. And are just so happy for me that I'm feeling good again. I'm starting to I'm confident again. And that, tells it all.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, beautiful story. I can't believe we got through this whole thing without tears.
I know. I almost did, but I was like, nope, don't do
it. Nothing wrong with that, because it's very, very emotional. Your life is completely different. In 1 year, you have completely changed your whole entire life. And now you're inspiring so many other people to do the same thing. So yes. We love you. Thank you for sharing, because you are an inspiration to everyone who hears your story.
Thank you, Cindy. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you. And thanks for watching, everyone.